It's truly amazing, that spirit of Christmas.
Good morning, everybody, and I hope you guys all have a good start in the week. Getting up early is, excuse me, it's nothing I like, and it's raining as heck right now. Wow, the girls are having breakfast right now. They opened up their advent calendars, and Ruby even opened up 2 advent calendars, her Playmobil advent calendar, and then Elodie made Ruby a little advent calendar.
I actually made one.
Yeah?
I was giving it to her because it was kind of unfair, but it's not hanged up, and then all the way down, and I think the ones what was already.
What was in your advent calendar from Elodie today, Ruth?
Sugar. Actually,
sure?
it wasn't mine. It was yours. This one, and stockings. And I gave Elodie's 2 songs.
What was in yours, Elodie?
So I got this one SpongeBob one.
Yeah?
I'm so happy that I got a SpongeBob. And then I got a lot of LOL stickers. Yeah, this one I want to keep. So I got one. Because I don't want to actually go back to. Not though.
It is almost time to go. Just made the girls some lunch.
Doesn't Tina do an amazing job? Good morning and cheers. I've been awake for a while. I have done quite a bit of work. It's already midday. I packed all the Christmas at Hogwarts yarns. Those are all out to you guys. I packaged up all the orders, completely up to date. And yeah, I just made myself a cup of tea, which I'm enjoying. Robert just started working on putting everything into the hygge boxes. He always packages up the candles and the ceramic item. And then Tina wraps the rest of the things that go into the box. And then I often organize them in the box. So that's what is going on right now. It's a super busy day here, which is nice. I'm gonna bring Polly downstairs with me. She seems a bit sad, I feel. Yeah, super you do. Orders are all packed. Check. Hygge boxes are all packed. Check. Sweater quantities are all packed. Check. What else have I done this morning? I don't know if emails are all answered. I don't do that. Robert does that. Robert is currently editing a vlog for Vlogmas. And I have a ton of sock sets to dye. So that's what I'm going to do the rest of my day. I have an hour until Robert has to go and pick up the girls. So that is how long I'm going to spend dyeing probably just a round of sock sets, because that's all that an hour offers. First, I'm going to go and have a very, very late lunch. It looks like Robert bought a new Cholula. Cholula is my favorite spicy sauce. But I do use sriracha very rarely. It used to be my favorite until I started to go crazy for Cholula. However, with tortellini, I like sriracha. What kind of spicy sauces do you guys like? Or just sauces in general? What is your #1 sauce that you use the most? I want to know. We all want to know. time to close up shop for the night. Both of the girls are home from school, and I am going to spend a little bit of time, I think in the winter garden by Robert, because that's where he's working on the vlog, just hanging out, knitting together. Obviously not knitting together with him, Robert doesn't knit, but knitting and being together with him. So, those of you who've been following us before Vlogmas, you'll know that our cellar was a bit moist. And we had to move everything in our cellar into like kind of like a room where we store our bikes, which is pretty big. So it's all there now. However, our Christmas tree was one of the things, which we have a fake Christmas tree. When we moved back to Germany, we decided to get an artificial Christmas tree, and we had it down in the cellar. And it smells so terrible of mildew. My throat itches like crazy when I'm around it. Robert's here. And so, sorry, Robert just came home. Robert just ran inside quick.
See ya.
Bye. Okay, so we have an artificial Christmas tree, and it was in the room where all of the mildew was. It was in a like paper box, like a cardboard box. And a lot of our things were in plastic sealed bins, so they didn't have any damage done to them. Time to make a coffee. And the tree smells so strong of mildew. Robert denies it. I don't know why, because he doesn't want to get a new tree. I have no idea why, in all honesty. And every time I'm around it, so I'm a bit sick anyway, but my throat starts to hurt almost immediately. And it gets really dry and I'm coughing more than normal. And so we put it out on the terrace and just sprayed it like crazy with vinegar. We left it out for a day. Then Robert bought some like, I don't even know what he bought, like some spray. He sprayed 2 whole bottles of it on the tree. Now these sprays are meant to spray like sprays here and there, like to last you half of a year. Well, he used a whole year's worth on the tree. And then he left it outside for 2 hours and brought it inside. And acts like I'm crazy for telling him that I don't want it on the floor, because the second I came upstairs, I started coughing. Anyway, irritating. That's what I want to say. Christmas tree drama. Sandy, if you're watching this, I remember when you were talking about like the lights, I totally get it. Christmas tree drama can exist. It does exist. We are facing it. So anyway, it is like outside in front of our door. When we go to bed, we'll probably bring it in here, because when you wake up, that's like the biggest test of whether it still smells. If I put my nose in the tree, I can smell the mildew. If I'm walking past it, all I smell is like extreme strong. It just smells like extreme strong Febreze. That's not what he used, but it just smells. Oh, I hate that chemical smell. And if it does not stop smelling by Friday, I think we're just going to get a real tree this year, which is totally fine. It sucks because it's a really, really nice artificial tree. Anyway, my coffee's finished. I'm going to go and grab it. I'm going to air out the living room, even though there isn't a tree in here anymore, you guys. I can smell it. I can smell it. It's still in here. The vapors are still there. Robert, I know you who's editing this is so irritated. You're like, she's just so crazy. She's just exaggerating. I'm not. My eye, it's twitching. No, it's not. It just hurts from the mildew. I'm going to go and get my coffee because it's been a long day. And you know what? I'm going to knit my square on my Cozy Memories blanket. I'm not going to work on Robert's socks. Oh Time to get knitting.
I've been longing to hold you close, forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, oh, la da da da, oh, oh, la da da da, oh, oh, la da da da. Making our Christmas memories. I've been wrapping presents for you. I've been hanging marbles in the tree, and I've lit my house with Christmas lights, so you should come back home to me. And when we wake up in the morning, I'm gonna play those carols that you love. We'll be singing all the melodies until the sun comes up. These are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how
So I'm knitting, as I don't think I've really even shared. I don't know if I've called it the Cozy Comfort Throw, but it's the Cozy Memories blanket. I started knitting one of these 10 years ago, maybe. And I knit one, and we have it hanging on a pretty little ladder in the living room. And we use it also, it doesn't just hang on the ladder. And so I decided it would be so much fun because I've been wanting to knit on a blanket, which I've also mentioned numerous times just this past year. And so I thought, I want to knit on a blanket that takes time, that isn't really quick knitting, and that is a bit more fine. So I'm using 2.5 millimeter needles for this blanket. I am using my Haya Sharp interchangeable straight needles. I love these needles so much. I've never seen anybody else knitting with. They're so fantastic if you like to do blanket knitting. And they even have just this gorgeous bead that you can put at the top. And so I have started my blanket with Copper Kiss. I'm using pine cone to knit the squares in between on this blanket. It is a newer colorway to the shop. I keep saying I'm going to list it to the shop, but I haven't. And it's just because I keep forgetting. Every time I'm down in the dye studio, I keep forgetting to dye up copper, wildwood, and then pine cone, which is that color that I mentioned that which is that color that I mentioned that I am using for my Cozy Memories blanket. I really, really love it. It is so much fun to knit. So for those of you who are enjoying watching me knit it, who have been enjoying watching other people open up this advent calendar, you guys can get in on it too. And you'll have the option to get that extra pine cone yarn if you want to knit a Cozy Memories blanket. I hear my timer going off. You guys can probably hear the timer going off. It means that I have to do something to the soup that I'm currently making.
Making our Christmas memories. Yes, these are the good times with you. Don't even care what we do if I spend it with you. Just you and nobody else. It's so good to see you again. To see you again. Baby,
Aber sagt so beide.
Good evening. We are watching Seven vs. Wild.
On
Have any of you
YouTube.
guys seen it before? It's German. It is a survival show.
I think I talked about it, right?
Oh, you did?
Last year.
Yep. Yeah, last year. It's crazy that it was so long ago.
Yeah, it was almost exactly 1 year ago when the first season was shown on YouTube, and we had COVID, and I was laying
That's
in
when you
bed,
started watching it.
and I started watching it. And since then, I'm in a survival fever.
Oh my gosh.
I always see myself doing those challenges they're doing.
And I love that Robert imagines himself doing that because he's just very cute.
I am. And handsome.
Yep. So Polly is licking me.
Man, we both look very tired.
Yeah. I've looked tired all day. Every time I look, like I wash my hands after I go to the bathroom, I see that my eyes are so dark underneath of them today. And I even slept until 8 this morning. So anyway, we are just relaxing. We are so excited that Nikolaus comes this evening. And I wonder if the little girlies are asleep or if they're still pretty
No,
excited.
they're already asleep.
Yeah. So we're going to relax together and say goodnight to you guys.
Good night to you guys.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Night.